So, yeah, there was an abandonment here, okay? So you're dealing with your twin, they abandoned the connection, right? Some of you guys you felt neglected, and I'm getting that it could have happened out of nowhere, okay? I'm getting like all of a sudden, I'm getting like something just they just turned off, okay? That's the energy I'm feeling, turned off. Got like the lamp here. So I feel like some of you guys, they abandon you at a place, at a location, or they just abandon the connection entirely and you didn't see it coming, okay? We have the flashlight. So a lot of you guys were in this energy of trying to discover, trying to find truth of the situation, trying to understand why, okay? That's what I'm getting. Why? Why did they do this? What happened? What did I do? Some of you guys, you blamed yourself. You were figuring out like, you trying to understand, well, what the hell did I do wrong? Did this person stop loving me? Are they not attracted to me? So, you were in that investigative energy. You're trying to discover the truth. Some of you guys, you were trying to see, well, is there a third party? Is there someone else they're involved with? Okay. So that there's a period of time that after this abandonment happened, that you guys were trying to get clarity and trying to discover things. Now, I feel like a lot of you guys, this connection could have sparked a spiritual awakening within you, okay, where you went within, where you were looking for answers, right? Kind of in that hermit energy, and you guys are discovering a lot about yourself, okay? Not even just, about this person or why they did what they did, okay? Okay. All right, we have the skull, okay? The skull, it says death, okay? So there was a death here. There was an ending, okay? And I mean not like a death of a life here. I mean a death of a cycle. There was some kind of ending here. And this was necessary. A lot of you guys, I'm getting like you had to really accept this ending for an ending, okay? And that's part of why, a lot of you guys are on this journey here because there's a lesson here and you have to accept that sometimes things aren't for you, right? And, spirit will clear the path. Spirit will end something here because it's not yours. It's not for you to have. And some of you guys, I mean, maybe in this moment, this person has some work they have to do because this person isn't for you right now. They're not where they need to be in order for you guys to come into a union. So it doesn't mean that this is never going to come together. It just means that in this moment, this abandonment had to happen because there had to be an ending. Now, with the death, okay, the death in tarot talks about transformation, okay? So a lot of you guys, this is bringing forth change, right? Change within you. You're transforming the way you look at situations, the way you look at love. It's changing it. It's really changing your whole perspective, and it's allowing you, a lot of you guys, to become spiritually more aware and in tune with yourself, right? So there is a cycle end, right? We have an ending, but there's transformation taking place. We do have the ladder energy and we have the curtains, okay? So I really feel like this is really challenging your person, okay? This connection has challenged you, it's challenged your person. We do have elevation taking place. We have, when you think of elevation, you think of climbing new heights, right? Climbing, building, okay, forwarding yourself, forwarding your learning, okay? And this is allowing you guys to climb. You're being tested. This is a challenge, right? No one likes to climb. Who wants to climb, right? But basically, this is about moving forward, and it may not be comfortable, right? But you're using your energy, you're using your power to move forward, to better yourself, okay? You're getting out of your comfort zone, right? So you guys are climbing. I'm also seeing that the connection altogether is climbing. You guys are, I'm getting breaking through something. There's breaking through this glass here. We're gonna find more about that, what that's about. But there's definitely some climbing here. We have curtains, conceal, hide behind the scenes. So you're dealing with someone here that They could have been very secretive. They could have hid things from you, okay? They could have concealed things. I'm getting false masks, right? This is someone who didn't want you to know everything. They hid the truth, okay? This is someone who could have not told you everything. They were not completely honest. You could have been dealing with someone who was very deceptive, right? You could have asked someone or asked this person, what are we doing? Where are we? And I feel like they could have told you something different than what they really had intentions for, okay? I'm also seeing that maybe you guys also asked this person, are they dating other people? They could have lied about it, okay? So this is someone who I'm also getting, they don't like people to be in their business, so they hide things, okay? This is someone who's very deceptive, okay? But there's a lot going on behind the scenes. All right, so let's see. I'm going to, that is from the Sacred Signs and Symbols. I'm going to get my Divine Love Oracle. This is another one of my Oracle decks that I think I've introduced to you guys on my last reading. So this is found on my Etsy shop, again, for those of you guys who are interested, okay? So let's see some messages here for my twins. What do we need to know? Cooperation, revelation, okay? All right, so revelation talks about something here being revealed, okay? Reveal. The universe will reveal the unknown. So if there's something here where you're struggling with, you don't know, like you don't have the answers, right? There's still something that is unknown about the connection. Perhaps why they abandoned, right? You're still seeking clarity. Even, some of you guys, this abandonment could have happened 2 years ago. It could have happened 2 months ago. You are still finding clarity. A lot of you guys' journey is like, it's almost like never ending, right? It feels like some days you're conquering ground. It feels like some days you feel like you know everything, right? You feel like, okay, I understand why this person did it. And then other days, it's like you take 10 steps back and you're just lost, you're confused, you go through all this hurt again. And that's kind of what happens. It's like, it's back and forth. So a lot of you guys, Spirit is telling you, right? If you're losing hope, if you're losing faith, if you're still confused, right? The universe will reveal. The universe will reveal the unknown, okay? Whatever you are unsure about, okay? We also have cooperation, okay? So I feel like, in this situation, your person was not willing to cooperate, right? They weren't willing to, I'm getting, reciprocate. They weren't willing to invest, okay? This is someone there was some issues. There was some balance issues, and that's perhaps why they couldn't live up to the expectations that you had for them. So what do? They just neglect, they just run away, they abandon, they leave you out in the cold, right? So there could have been some issues with regard to your person's ability to invest and cooperate and really reciprocate, right? Something here could have been unbalanced, unfair, one-sided. All right, let's get some more messages. Got 2 cards out here. Okay. So we have guarded, okay? Guarded. So someone is being cautious and wearing a protective barrier. Didn't we talk about someone wearing a false mask with these curtains here? So yeah, I feel like a lot of you guys, you're dealing with someone who was extremely guarded. They guarded their emotions. They didn't tell you how they really feel, their intentions, their desires. Okay, so this is your person, very cautious. Maybe they could have been scared. Maybe they could have had a fear of letting you in. Some of you guys, they had a real fear of love, of committing, okay, of showing you their true self. So we have someone who's cautious and they're wearing a protective barrier. So some of you guys, they tried to protect their heart, okay, and as a result, they sabotage your connection, right? They weren't able to truly open up and let you in. We do have spiritual work here. It says much work is to be done on an individual, spiritual, and soul level, okay? So, yeah, you know, both of you guys have some spiritual work to do, right? There's some work here that has to be done, okay? And a lot of you guys, again, I talked about you guys becoming more spiritually awakened. You guys are connecting with your higher self, with the divine, okay? And there's soul growth. There's a soul rebirth I'm feeling for a lot of you guys. Okay, you're letting go, you're shedding over old layer, and you're opening up to this new beginning, okay, in your life. We also have deep thinking, okay? It says take time to reflect and consider all options and consequences, okay? So I feel like right now your person's doing a lot of thinking about, you know, what they did, how they sabotaged a connection, how they weren't able to move towards you, how they weren't able to be that person that you needed them to be, right? They abandoned the connection instead of fighting for it. They weren't really willing to make those same sacrifices and climb to new heights with you, okay? They took the easy way out. So this is someone who's now reminiscing. They're doing a lot of thinking in their head. This could be like the Eight of Swords energy, where they're trying to figure out, well, how do I move forward now, right? What do I do? How do I get myself out of this situation that I got myself stuck in, okay? We also have denial. Someone is not ready to acknowledge the truth, okay? So your person is in denial of what this connection was, right? They kind of lied. They acted as if their feelings weren't there. They didn't want to tell you. They didn't want to acknowledge their feelings. They didn't want to be honest, okay? This is someone who lacks honesty, and you can ask this person all you want, but they will not tell you the truth. This is someone who, like, literally two truths and one lie, right? It's like they can't give you the full answer. We have expectations, okay? So someone fell short in meeting the other person's expected and desired outcome for the partnership. Okay, so that's what happened. You expected this person to be your person, to be your, I mean, for some of you guys, your emperor, your empress. You expected this person to love you unconditionally. You expected this person to be there when you needed them the most. You expected them to be that person you can cry on, someone that you can rely on, be your rock, right? And they fell short. They fell short of meeting your expectation because they neglected the connection, and there was an ending here. But what happens is that there's growth, spiritual growth. You guys are learning about yourself. You're moving forward, right? So that is what I'm seeing here, guys. So let's get some other messages. I will extend the reading over to Vimeo, okay? So if you connect with this, do check it out. Any other messages here, please, before we jump into tarot? Yeah, I know at the end I always jump into tarot for a little bit. Ooh, deep knowing. Okay. Deep knowing came out, okay? So there's a very strong deep knowing of what this connection is. Some of you guys, you always ask yourself, like, is this a twin flame? What is this? Is this a karmic? Right? We get those questions all the time. Honestly, you know what it is. You know what this connection is. There's a very strong soul tie here you guys have. And a lot of you guys, it's very difficult for you to move on because of how strong this connection is, okay? So there's a deep knowing also how much this person really truly loved you, even though they wouldn't admit to it, right? Why wouldn't they admit to it? Well, because they were guarded. They rather conceal their emotions, right? They're rather be in denial of the truth. So we have someone who's in denial, someone who is very guarded, and someone who conceals. So what does that do? It doesn't give this person opportunity to tell you how they really feel. Some of you guys, you already know. You're like the high priestess energy. You already know. You don't need this person to tell you anything. Okay? All right, we have clean it up. Clean it up. Okay, so your person is wanting to clean up the situation. They made a mess, right? They made a mess, literally. So, in the energy right now, I'm seeing that there's a lot of thinking about, well, what do I do? Because I've created a big, I made a boo-boo, right? And the deep thinking is like now they're thinking about what are my options here? How do I move forward? What paths do I have? Because there are consequences here, right? They're now seeing that there are consequences of their action. So what is your person trying to do now? They're trying to fix things. That clean it up is trying to fix things, okay? Trying to rebuild, trying to bring structure back to their life. All right, let's see. Any other messages? We have deep thinker. Deep thinking, we have thinker, okay? So there's thinking. Right now, that's what your person's doing. There's a lot of thinking going on in their head. What do I do? How do I move forward? Okay? How can I be a better person? How can I be there for my person? Okay? We have message in a bottle. Message in a bottle. Okay, so your person wants to send you a message. This is like the Page of Cups energy. It could be a love offer. It could be saying it could be an apology, or it could just literally be a message saying, hey, I'm thinking of you, what's going on. I feel like, your person's bottled up, right? That the bottle, message in a bottle, it's like they want to tell you something, they want to reach out, but they're bottled up. So this is someone who's going to explode. Like literally, this is someone who keeps their emotions and feelings all in, and they come across as perhaps someone who's cold, who doesn't have emotions. Like I'm getting heartless, a very heartless person. And what happens is that they bottle up their emotions, and then they literally just, this is suffering because they're constantly in their head. They're constantly in their head. This is someone who's in a lot of swords, a lot of mental energy being bottled up in this bottle. So they're gonna explode. Okay. So yeah, that's what they're doing right now. They want to reach out. They have something to say, but they have something to say because they're thinking a lot about this. They're reminiscing, and they want to clean up the situation. Some of you guys, I'm also seeing that with that deep knowing card, it's as if like they truly know who and what you mean to them. They're getting some kind of messages or signs and synchronicities from the universe telling them that is my person. That is the person I should have been with. Right? And now they're coming to realize that after the fact, okay? We also have higher power, okay? So the universe is definitely in control of this connection. There's a higher power here. This person thinks they're in control. No. They're going to be sadly mistaken because they're not. The universe is in control of this connection. They're not. They think they are. We also have Fork in the Road. Okay, so Fork in the Road came out reversed, but what I'm seeing, the Fork in the Road is like the Two of Swords, right? They're stuck. They're in their head. We talked about that, being in their head too much. This is someone who overthinks, right? Deep thinking, overthinks, and now they're stuck. But I'm seeing your person trying to free themselves, trying to get out of this Two of Swords energy, trying to move forward. There could be two paths, there could be two options, two people in their life, right? It could be you and another person, but they're trying to move forward. And they're trying to see, well, how do I go about reaching out to my twin? I've been doing some thinking. I know I let my person down. I know I didn't meet their expectations for what they wanted. Right? Okay. I abandoned them. I really neglected. I should have done that. Okay. And this is energy of someone, they're discovering a lot about themselves. Maybe some things that they're not even proud about. Right? They maybe find themselves also in a situation here where them being guarded isn't going to help them. Right? It's not going to help them in the next relationship. Them being deceptive, concealing, hiding things. It's not going to help them. Right? So they're coming to some kind of big revelation that they're going to need to change. They're going to need to do more. They're going to need to cooperate. Okay? There could be some work that your person has to do. And a lot of you guys, your person is in denial. They think they're perfect. They've been thinking they're perfect, right? They think that they're just God's grace, like there's nothing wrong with them. Well, they got a lesson here, okay? Now I'm going to, before I jump in the tower, I'm going to get one card here from the animal spirit, okay? Message for my twin. Ooh, we got two, okay. So there may be two animals that you guys will be connecting with, okay, this week. Let's see what these animals are. We have the snow leopard, okay? The snow leopard. It says self-reliance, okay? So right now you guys could be learning to rely on yourself for something here, okay? So let's read this. It says, you are strongly independent and often solitary. Integrity is important for you. Integrity is important for your best outcome. Cloak yourself with invisibility and walk with your shamans. Use your intuition and let your life unfold in silent perfection. So yeah, this is really about being strong. A lot of you guys may be single right now. You're waiting for your person, but it's telling you guys to be independent, and it's okay to be in your solitary, as your solitary self, right? It's okay to exist as your own person. So it's really about walking in that energy, knowing that you're powerful, using your intuition to guide you and allow this to all unfold, okay? All right, so that is what I have for you guys. We also have the fox, okay? Ooh, I'm getting your person was the fox, okay? Very sneaky, clever, right? So it says, you are swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance, okay? So yeah, I feel like, your person, I'm getting this is your person because they were acting as if they were this fox energy, right? Very sneaky. Maybe they could have been very intelligent and smart, but they used their intellect to the betterment of themselves only, okay? And this is someone who, they try to move forward and they try to do things without other people knowing, right? They probably didn't listen to their instincts, but this is someone who, it's telling them to be open to romance. They wasn't really open to love and romance and letting go and really letting in the love that they, that you wanted them to have, okay? So let's see. I'm going to get some tarot in, and then if you want to check out your bonus reading, I'm also going to include some unspoken love messages from your person. See what's really going on in their mind right now. How do they view you? Okay, we're also going to see how your twin truly feels, their emotions in their heart space. What are they not saying, and how do they want to move forward with you, if anything? And we're also going to see what's really going on behind the scenes, what's causing the blocks right now in the connection, or them from being able to reach out, because they do want to reach out. The message is in the bottle here. Message in the bottle, and they're thinking about reaching out to clean this up. So let's see what's going on behind the scenes, roadblocks, challenges, and we'll get the outcome, okay? So that is going to be up on Vimeo, and that is your bonus reading, okay? All right, what's up, my twins? Okay, clear messages. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. All right, so we have the Sun in reverse, the Four of Swords in reverse, and the King of Cups in reverse. So yeah, your person is finding themselves in a very, this is a situation here where they're really not happy, right? The Sun is in reverse. This is someone who has been ignoring the signs, right? They've been kind of living in the dark. They've been living in a little bubble. This is someone who's in denial of how happy you make them, of the truth of, this is someone who's been running away from the truth. They see themselves as being happy with you, but instead they go in the opposite direction, right? What sense does that make? And so now your person's in this energy of being unhappy, unfulfilled in their life, okay? But they're also avoiding doing the work, right? The Sun inverse, this is someone who needs some healing in their life. They need to do the work here. And I'm seeing the Four of Swords in reverse. So this is someone who's definitely, there's a lot of, I'm getting your person is withdrawn here, okay? They may not be speaking to you or much of, may not be speaking to many people at all, okay? Because this Fourth Sword is introspection. It's trying to find peace of mind through all the conflict, okay, in their life. And there is a lot, there's swords here. I mean, I'm getting, you know, with this deep thinking energy, there's swords. And so your person's definitely in their head over time right now. And this is someone who's very stressed. They're very anxious. They're worried, but they're trying to be at rest with all of this. They're trying to come to some kind of resolution here, right? And that's what the what do we see? Denial, expectation. Okay, we had something here about, yeah, deep thinking. Take time to reflect and consider all options and consequences. So that's what's going on. That's what this Four of Swords is about. Thinking, trying to see, well, how do I come toward my twin? What do I do now? How do I make things right? Okay. But they're very stressed about this because this is someone who's been very, I'm getting emotionally manipulative. Okay. This is someone who has true feelings, but they never told you that. They never really expressed or never showed you that. Maybe they told you they loved you, but they didn't show it to you. So this is someone who has a difficult time with being vulnerable, with letting down their guards, with that King of Cups energy, so they keep it all bottled up. That's why they're coming out in reverse. This is someone who doesn't allow themselves to just love and just open their heart, okay? So there's a lot of stress about that, about perhaps even coming towards you and offering love, because in the past they have not shown that love to you. We also have the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, damn, and the Seven of Pentacles. Wow. So that message in the bottle is really about them wanting a new beginning. Ace of Cups, they're wanting a new beginning in love. They want to offer you a brand relationship, a new relationship. They want to come together and love you. They feel like you guys are meant to be. There's a beginning here that they want to have with you. Okay, they want to come and open up their heart. And the Ten of Pentacles, this is what they're striving for. So they're getting themselves together. They're cleaning up in order to offer you the Ten of Pentacles, stability, a commitment, solidarity, bring forth, you know, something very solid. It could be a family situation here. So your person is wanting to offer love and have this Ten of Pentacles with you. And so what are they doing? They're thinking. That's what the Seven of Pentacles is about. Doing a lot of thinking, reminiscing. This is also reflecting on the past, taking stock of the past, how they can do things differently and how to move forward, right? To perhaps clean up the situation, invest better. Where in the past, they weren't investing all the way, right? They weren't fully investing, okay? And that's what the corporation says. It says there will be an opportunity where the parties will set aside differences and collaborate, okay? So it looks like your person wants to come together. They want to collaborate. They want to invest and they want to do their part. Wow. So I'm going to take this over to Vimeo and we're going to see what's going on with your person, their feelings, emotions, all that. I'm also going to get some unspoken messages for you guys and some messages perhaps from the universe to continue to allow love and abundance into your life, okay, and into this connection. So check out Vimeo if you're interested. You guys have a great remainder of your week.